Good morning. It's August 1st, 2023, 9 o'clock, and we're going to convene the Scott County Ditch Board meeting. The second thing on the agenda is to approve the minutes from the July 18th, 2023 meeting. Is there a motion to move those minutes?
So moved.
There's a second, and there's a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We're going to move to the consent agenda, 3.1. That's to adopt resolution number 2023-200, rescinding the appointment of IFG and Daryl Pettis, PE, and appointing Tony Winnicki, Scott County Engineer, as the engineer for the repair of Scott County Drainage Ditch number 10. And I don't think there's much discussion or much on this.
Mr. Chair, I'll move the consent agenda.
There is a motion to move that. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a second. Thank you. Any further discussion? Being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. With that, I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
So made.
There's a motion. Is there a second? Second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. With that, we're going to move into the regular Scott County Board of Commissioners meeting for August 1st, 2023. Would you all please rise for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you again and welcome to the Scott County Board of Commissioners meeting for August 1st, 2023. We do have one small amendment to the agenda. We're going to move after recognition of interested citizens. We're going to go with new employee welcome. So is that okay?
I'll move that amendment to the agenda.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
A second.
And there's a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have our agenda. So we have approval of the minutes from the July 18th, 2023 meeting. You all received those in your packages. Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections to those minutes? Not, is there a motion to approve those minutes?
So made.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
And there is a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Recognition of interested citizens limited to 5 minutes per person or subject. If you'd like to speak, come on up to the microphone or podium there and let us know what you think. And I don't know if anyone else would like to speak or if there's anybody online, but I see Commissioner Brecky is here. Morning.
Wow, I get to let you know what I think. This could go on for a full 5 minutes. Barb Weckman Brecky, 905 Wild Rose Court, Jackson Township. I am here today because I had the privilege and the honor to represent Scott County at the National Association of Counties meeting in Austin, Texas last week. And I'll talk a little bit more about that during my board report, but I want to talk about an award that we received here in Scott County that Barb Dahl and I collected, but really we just collected it. The people who earned that award are Suzanne Arnston and Nikki and Crystal and that whole team. So Suzanne, I'd like you to come up and receive this award to be able to put in the Family Resource Center. And so the NACO Achievement Awards, there's probably over 1,000 applications, well over 1,000 applications, about 1,000 different projects and counties are honored. And there are 18 of them, just 18 that are selected as best in category. So of those more than 1,000 applications, 18 are accepted as best in category. The Family Resource Centers of Scott County received the best in category award for the human services category, really to recognize the innovation, the way we're trying to change how we're working and providing government services, just the tremendous effort that's went into this. So, Suzanne, come on up. Come on up. I want you to take this plaque. It's a little fingerprinted. You might have to clean it up. Here's a booklet. Thank you for allowing me to accept this, but this really goes to you and your team. And thank you. Thank you for helping us understand how we can do better, helping us be patient with the process and doing the good work. So congratulations.
Thank you very much, Commissioner.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Oh, I'm gonna do a
Okay,
picture, I
looks like
guess.
Leslie wants to get a picture. Nice hard work. Everybody's making their way back. I meet with a number of other commissioners on other committees, and that actually is a very big deal. Some commissioners are pretty envious of that, so thank you for all your work on that, and thank you, Barb. Is there anybody else who would like to speak at the recognition of, is there anybody online? I don't think so. Michelle, nobody? Okay. So with that, we're going to go to new employee welcome, okay? And this is where, I think there's 5 of you here today. If you want to come up to the podium. Come on, don't all rush at once. Come on up, just everyone get in line up there. Just tell us where you're from, what area you're in, just like 10 minutes about yourself.
All right. I don't think I can do 10, but maybe just 2.
There you go.
All right, I'm Amanda Yamas Terrell, and I am a new case aide in the child support area. I have been a stay-at-home mom for the last couple of years due to COVID. I've got 5 kiddos at home that range from 17 down to 3. I live in the Burnsville area, right on the Savage border, so kind of not quite in Scott County, but I was almost there. And for the 14 years before that, I worked for Dakota County, so I've decided to switch counties.
Okay, good, thank you, welcome.
I'm Jessica Basie. I'm a new children's disability case manager here. I live in Burnsville with my 1-year-old son and husband. Before working here, I was a contracted case manager, and then I also worked at St. Gertrude's for a couple of years.
Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Carla Simmons. I live in the Belle Plaine area. I have 3 older children, and I work in transportation services as a program specialist. Thank you.
Thank you, welcome.
Hello, I'm Amanda Congdon. I live in Prior Lake. I have 2 kiddos, a college student and a middle-aged student, middle school, and I was here at Scott County in 2020 before COVID as a temporary fill-in for case aide in adult mental health, and now I am back as a social worker 1 in adult mental health.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning. My name is Carla Chavez. I live here in Shakopee. I've been here in Shakopee for the last 20 plus years. I have 2 children. They are 27 and 21. I'm a new hire case aide for family health under Health and Human Services. Before joining Scott County, I used to work for Shakopee Public Schools as a cultural liaison for 10, almost 11 years. So I'm so glad to be here.
Good deal. Thank you, and welcome to all of you. Okay, with that, excuse me, we're going to go on to consent agenda, and these are deemed non-controversial and normally pass in one motion. 5.1, adopt resolution number 2023-148, approving rezoning of preliminary plat, final plat, 3-way development agreement and conservation easement for Rice Lake Estates Second Edition. 5.2, adopt resolution number 2023-173, approve entering an agreement with Mid-America Festivals Corporation for Sheriff Offices Services. 5.3, adopt resolution number 2023-188, authorizing entering into a cooperative construction agreement number 1054180 with the Minnesota Department of Transportation in Sand Creek Township for the Trunk Highway 169 and Bluff Drive Overpass Project. 5.4, adopt resolution number 2023-189, approving the closure of Scott County Library branches for a staff development opportunity on Thursday, September 14th, 2023. 5.5, adopt resolution number 2023-190, approving estimates of just compensation for right-of-way for the County Highway 69 and 78 roundabout project. 5.6, adopt resolution number 2023-191, authorizing entering into agreement for a land exchange with the Shakopee Mid-Wacaton Sioux community. 5.7, adopt resolution number 2023-194, amending the 2023 budget for utilization of American Rescue Plan Act funds and authorizing entering into an agreement with Dakota County Technical College. 5.8, adopt resolution number 2023-195, authorizing submittal of the Trunk Highway 13 project for the 2023 multimodal project discretionary grant and regional solicitation grant processes. 5.9, adopt resolution number 2023-196, approving amendment number 6 to the contract with Scott Carver Dakota Cap Agency Incorporated. 5.10, adopt resolution number 2023-197, authorizing submittal of the Miriam Junction Trail Project for the 2023 multimodal project discretionary grant application process. 5.11, adopt resolution number 2023-198, authorizing entering into an agreement with Protect Design, Inc. for Lenel Onagard access control software and system maintenance. 5.12, approve the lawful gambling off-site permit application for Jordan Fire Department Relief Association, AKA JFDRA, in Sand Creek Township on August 12th, 2023. 5.13, approve the renewal application for an optional 2 a.m. liquor license for SSK Group LLC, doing business as Doherty's Tavern, located in Spring Lake Township for 2023 and 2024. 5.14, approve payroll processing of personnel actions. Those are the 14 items on consent. Are there any you would like to have pulled for discussion or a separate vote? And if not, is there a motion to move those items?
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We will move on to committee reports and commissioner updates. Commissioner Brennan.
Okay. July 18th was the grand opening of the Community Land Trust homes in New Prague. There was 4 homes that were built. Great homes, very good homes. Excuse me, July 19th, I met with the president of the Scott County Historical Society. Can you go?
I'll go ahead. Yeah.
go
Good
ahead.
luck with
Commissioner
water
Brecky.
there if you
Yep.
need it. All right, sorry. Sorry that's happening. All right, on July 18th, I also attended the open house for the new land trust homes in New Prague. They're beautiful, they're wonderful. Hopefully there's a lot of interest in them. The mayor of New Prague spoke a little bit. Deanne Croat, who's the chair of the CDA and also from that New Prague area, spoke. So great cooperation with the city on and the CDA on just another form level of affordable housing that we can encourage. On July 20th, I had the Scott County Community Corrections Advisory Board meeting. And then July 20th through 24, I was at the National Association of Counties annual meeting. I talked a little bit about that with the award. It was a big meeting for Minnesota because Ramsey County Commissioner Mary Jo McGuire was sworn in as president of the National Association for the next year. And so there was a lot of Minnesota people and happiness and collegiality going on there. On July 20th, in the full day, I was in Human Services and Education Committee meeting, where we really look at some of those national policies that impact us at the county level. I was appointed, I guess, as a vice chair, one of the vice chairs of that committee for the upcoming year, which should not be any additional cost to us at all. Just means I'll continue doing the work and helping with those meetings. So don't want anybody to think that I'll still just go to those 2 meetings. Everything else is done online. July 26th, came home and started the county fair. Had the welcome breakfast on Wednesday morning, July 26th, where I recognized the Scott County Farm Family of the Year, Vern and Becky Wicks. And they're probably, let's see, what day is today? Tomorrow, they're going to Farm Fest to be recognized with the other farm families from across the state. I guess each day at the county fair was out there, worked the county booth on Sunday, a couple of hot days, then yielded some really great weather. One thing I want to say about working the county booth on Sunday, I really was pleased to see some of our folks from licensing there, child care licensing and foster care licensing. I know those are long hours, but knowing how important those two groups of people are for us, I just was able to see them have some conversations with folks who maybe are interested in being a foster care family, maybe interested in learning about being an at-home child care provider. I was really impressed with how they utilize that time there, not to just promote awareness and interact with kids. The kids loved things there, but to find people who maybe were acceptable to getting some information and thinking about those opportunities that they could have. So just wanted to call out to that department for being there and putting in that time. And then yesterday, I had a MELSA Personnel Committee meeting. Then, of course, ditch board this morning that we were all at. Oh, and new employee orientation this morning.
Plate this
Thank you.
morning. Yep, perfect, thank
All
you.
right.
Commissioner Brennan, are you ready to continue?
Oh, just keep going.
Oh, okay. Commissioner Ulrich.
On the 19th, the tab, we thought we were going to have a big controversial debate. There was like $24 million coming back to the tab from the state, and they wanted to consider rolling that into the regular regional solicitation, which we were going to vigorously oppose. Little did we know that everyone else was going to vigorously oppose it as well. So it was basically a consensus, which was kind of rare for the tab, which was nice. I called that out. I said, we ought to celebrate because very rarely do we have such a wide spread consensus. And but even with that, I think some staffers from the Met Council tried to circle back, and they said, you know, there are two provisions that are part of this money that the tab solicitation process does not evaluate. One of them being an equitable distribution of money to all the different counties. They don't measure that officially. They don't have they said, how about we just include those couple measures in the regular solicitation? And it seemed like a backdoor to go around the consensus. And we said, no. We're going to have a separate, completely separate process for state money. And so that was a good thing. 21st, TPP, Transportation and Policy Plan Advisory Work Group, a Zoom meeting, and the 25th County Board Workshop. That's the end of my report.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Beer.
Thank you very much. 19th Spirit of Scott, we kind of went over our employee picnic that we had, with Hart being the purveyor of goodies. It seemed like we had really good feedback coming off of that, so we'll see if you're listening, Hart. I would like to talk to you about next year. 7/24, I still call it Old Ship. I think that's going to go down, had my Old Ship meeting. 25th County Board Workshop, and then, of course, the ditch board this morning. That completes my report.
Okay, thank you. For my report, the workshop on the 25th. On the 26th, the fair opening, and I was up there pretty much most of the weekend. Also on the 26th, I actually had to leave the fair opening there and didn't get much breakfast, or any, but to go and help kill mosquitoes, which we had a mosquito control district meeting, and they're actually doing good financially. 3 dry years have really helped financially because they're not putting out as much of the chemical. It doesn't cost man hours, product, machines, or any of that stuff. So financially, they're really looking pretty good. Then on the 27th, the Vermilion River JPO met, starting to go over our budget and the levy for next year. Also that evening, Elko New Market had their twice monthly meeting, and everything's kind of quieted down out there a little bit. They've approved the water plant to go up and be constructed and everything. The only thing they still don't have, though, is the DNR appropriation permit, which is kind of a big deal. So I don't think you can make water with bottles without that stuff. So, and then this morning, the new employee welcome. We had 5 very good new employees. And that is my report. Jody's going to submit the rest of her report in writing to us. So with that, we'll move to the administrator update.
So I just wanted to quickly update publicly I think some folks have heard, but the county, along with the cities of Savage and Burnsville and Dakota, received the $93 million Corridors of Commerce Award that the governor announced couple weeks ago now. This is pretty amazing, and I think it's our staff that really led this, I think, along with Burnsville staff, but Craig and Lisa and Tony and Nathan, and I'll probably miss somebody, but that whole group of people that worked on this along with SRF put together a good application. This will go from that Lynn Quinton area all the way over to Nicollet Avenue, And for those of you, Commissioner Ulrich, that were around when Scale started working on this, if you remember, the focus was 169 and Trunk Highway 13. And as we've moved those projects forward over there, by the end of the decade, those two highways will be totally transformed. And so the focus on staying on those two, applying for the federal funds on the right timing, depending what was going on in the capacity of staff, the capacity of MnDOT, really by the end of 2030, you're going to see two different highways that are much safer. They move product better. They're better for mobility for our communities. And they have supporting roadways in place, which helps the local communities as well. So just kudos to our staff. They did a really fantastic job on that application, and it'll make a big difference to our community moving forward.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Ulrich.
Yeah, I'd like to add a little footnote to that. When I first started as a county commissioner, there was a desire to put County Road 27 over the Fen and connect it to Highway 13. Big debate, you know, and about that, about the Fen and so forth. But ultimately, they came back to us and said, fix everything else on 13 before you come back and ask again for the going over the Fen. We're now approaching that, where everything's been fixed. And so I would say it's time to, and I think we are, laying the groundwork to come back again on County Road 27.
Yes, County Highway 27 never left the county plans. We've been working with the city engineer of Savage. The alignment might look a little different as the city's done some development over there, but there is a right-of-way preserved to take a look at that in the future.
Okay, great. They have been talking about that for, since I was born here, so anyhow. 27 years ago, anyhow. Attorney-client, do we need to recess for that at all today?
We do not, Mr. Chair.
We do not, okay. With that, we will have a workshop following this with budget presentations on child services. And with that, I would look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
There's a motion, there's a second over here. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed?